We're just going to be checking out some battles here. Let the population build up a little bit in the stream. And we're going to be answering some questions as well. So, hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. A lot of our team is still on vacation, hanging out. So I hope you guys are getting some good family time. Join the stream real quick and get some folks here. I'll be here to answer some questions that you might have. I'm sure there are plenty about what's going on, what are we up to. Yeah, just good to have everybody. Wait for it to build up a little bit, and then we'll get into the meat of it. Nice. The new sound effects is really great. Horn has done such a great job with that. Hear that? New effects too. Very cool. So this is a live battle happening right now. We're in Leuven. That's a good shot. Oh, he blew up that tree pretty good. Awesome. Once you're in chat, just say hey, and if you have some questions, be happy to answer some for you. We're gonna follow Panda really quickly. Oh. Or not. It's not playing nice. Swing and a miss. Leave that as German smoke right there. Allied should be pretty white. That has kind of a bluish, purpley hue to it. But this is what it looks like in the Buzzard view. This is what we call this, which is the game manager's observation view. And you guys do a dot reporter, say, hey, something's going on. What we do, we come up here and we take a look and see what's happening. With the winter theme going on right now, which is just for these 2 weeks here until the new year, we've done a lot of updates, made it look a lot better. We even have, I don't know if we can find any here. Sure, it hasn't been updated, but we actually updated a few of the vehicles so that it has like a white snow texture to it as well. Oh, not that one. Just some of the tier 0 weapons at the moment, or vehicles. Hello, Dovakin. Just hanging out right now. Having a nice, relaxing time. Checking out World War II Online in all of its glory. There's a lot of things happening right now with the game. Again, I mentioned we're on kind of a hiatus, taking a break real briefly, but generally speaking, in terms of our development roadmap and that sort of thing, there's a lot happening. Mig, Tex, I see you made it to Discord. For some reason, my Discord sounds are not working. Like, I can hear you probably, but like people entering and exiting and even the push to talk chime and all that is not happening. But feel free to say hi. You're on candid camera.
Oh, that's cool. I'm driving, taking care of some honeydews real quick, grabbing some dinner.
Dinner sounds nice. Still trying to get used to this new headset.
My wife just surprised me and said she's going to send me to the Texas Gun Experience with a friend.
Oh. MG42 in your future?
Yeah, that's the plan. She had said if she could have afforded to fly you down here, she would have brought you so we could do it together.
Oh, that'd be cool. That MG42 is a real treat to shoot, for sure. Again, my favorite was probably the BAR. I had a lot of fun with that one. Grease Gun was pretty cool, too. I've heard people say, oh, it's smooth as butter. I think the MP40 is a lot smoother, personally. But it depends how the Grease Gun is, chambered, what caliber it's shooting. Obviously, right? I think it was a 45. I don't know. I don't remember. When you're there, let me know if it's 45 or 9mm. It just wasn't.
Yeah, it should be. That's its normal state was a 45. I guess it went 9mm when the Euros or Aussies had it. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so here's one of those white tanks we were talking about earlier. We're going to keep updating this later on. Bob Dylan. Oh my god, Bob Dylan's playing the game. I'm going to follow him around a minute. Let's see. H29. Here's a green tag shooting at a tank. So business as usual, right? However, Bob Dylan here is a like a private, maybe a private first class, so he's probably still trying to figure it out as well.
Yeah, Zoom, there have been some recent questions on the DLCs on Steam. I don't know if you kind of want to high point that real quick.
Not too much right now. I'm tracking what's going on, but with everybody being gone right now, there's really not a lot we can do. Oh, Bane just slammed into a tree. Rudy 911 is still shooting randomly at a tank, which will do nothing. Got Eddie 05 and old Zeke out here. Got some rat representation. That's cool. Oh, this gun. FJR guys, Sooner in Warmland firing at this Hotchkiss with 2 Pack 36s. That's bad news for this dude. His gun's probably disabled is what's happening. Just pointing right at the ground. I agree with that, Paul Devlin. I'm not a Bob Dylan fan personally, like at all. So you could say pretty much anything and I'll agree with you. Oh, okay. Looks like he is shooting. Hey, Mig, are you there?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say Bob Dylan rocks.
Well, alright. To each their own, right? Obviously, he's very successful and respected by many. I just... Oh!
Just one song. It's Times Are Changing. I love that. That's the only song I really love.
The song of his that I can tolerate. I don't quite remember which one it is. I'd have to look at his playlist and go, oh yeah, it's that one. Oh, Knocking on Heaven's Door. That was him, right?
Yeah,
That's
awesome.
Yeah, that's the one song I can go, okay. That's about it. It's like Warmland's out here causing some damage. There's a Hulk of what was a Stewart right there. This is the new Pack 36 model, by the way. It does look better in Unreal Engine. But again, with our new workflow, we're taking these higher poly models and baking them down a little bit and making them workable in World War II Online 1.0. It's got our Generation 2 infantry model on it, so it's... From the last time well, what we inherited and what we did with it, it looks a heck of a lot better. Oh, Eddie just got wrecked. Comes Puzo with the 231. We updated the artwork on that for winter. You can see it's a little bit wider here. Follow him and see what he's going to do. Good concealment, reasonable cover. Puzo knows how to play the game. So Gamer Troll 101 is asking about 2.0 and the progress. We're going to be having, when our team gets back, we're going to be sharing with you guys some more information. Normally we spend January to develop our roadmap for the year. Now that we have the year-end close and all that stuff, and see where we're at. The objective being by the end of January or somewhere in February to share that roadmap with you. A lot of the 2.0 progress that's taking place is under the hood, so it's not visible stuff. What visible things you can see, for example, is like, you know, this remodel of this this unit right here. And there are several of those taking place. If you're not aware, what we're doing is we're taking these existing older legacy models and we're rebuilding them completely from the ground up from a 3D perspective. So that's the 3D model, the UV wrap, the textures, and at the same time we're addressing any technical debt or concerns with how it's actually created and structured, any bugs, things like that. Then we're building it for Unreal Engine, and then we're baking it down, the model, everything, reducing the texture resolution and all that, so that it will be retrofitted into 1.0. So we have an upfront, immediate benefit for you guys to play with it, and see the visual updates in game now, which will obviously improve the overall look and feel of the game. And then in addition to that, we're future-proofing it by having it available later on. But that's the real visible stuff that you're going to see, and I don't predict. However, who knows? It depends how progress goes exactly, how it progresses this year. But I predict that will be the majority of what you guys will be seeing is these art updates. The reason being is that underneath the hood, that's where the real Boreas type work is taking place, because it's a very complicated thing we're trying to do. You know, nobody's done it before, to take an MMO of our size and all the years of coding. You know, we're talking almost 25 years now, a quarter of a century of coding gone into this, because we're approaching 2024, right? the game development started in 1999. That's a lot to consider to try and bring it into the modern era. You'll see updates through Choke Point for sure. And that's important too, because Choke Point is the future of our infantry model and our weapons for our small arms weapons, and even perhaps some of our sounds and animations and inventory systems and all that stuff. So that's the one to kind of look out for, where we might see a lot of progress. Our whole thing is that we have to buy our developers the time they need gracefully to do the work that they're doing on 2.0. Because it's such a tall ask, because we're such a small team and primarily comprised of volunteers. And the only reason for that, by the way, is simply based on the number of people who are subscribed. So by having more people subscribe to the game, it's not just going into some random corporate bank account to some random dude. It's going to specifically the development of World War II Online and being able to purchase the time, talent of people who are very capable of doing this. So it's not impossible. This game that we're looking at right now is the blueprint to making 2.0 a thing. And the host architecture that we have is what we will continue to use. It's what's always enabled World War II Online to have thousands of concurrent users on this big global single server across the world. And it will continue to do so as we look to redesign World War II Online's front end, the client, by leveraging Unreal Engine. So that's kind of a longer answer. Talks a little bit about strategy, ways the community can try and help a little bit more by not only subscribing, but upgrading your existing subscriptions. And I know that people are like, nah, I'm just going to wait it out. I'd rather not. Well, you can. That's your call. But it's going to take longer. Because, as you know, the world requires money to make it evolve and revolve, for that matter. So you can also expect we'll probably be doing another fundraiser in March, which we do yearly, to help add a supplemental benefit to our bolster our development efforts. At which point, I hope to have some more to share with you guys, because I think we have made a strong commitment this entire time to be as transparent as possible about how this is all working, and also give you progress as we have it. There is such a thing as too early, though, so we need to be cognizant of that. We need to have genuine results to share with you, not just to try and give you information because you're hungry today. Of course, I'm hungry too for that information, but it needs to be disseminated in a manner that instills confidence and shows genuine progress, not half-assed and knee-jerk that causes big problems. Because everything that we do is highly scrutinized, and it should be. That's just the way it is. So with that being said, we'll tell you how it is straight, just like I am now, but it's going to take some time to see some real evidence of 2.0. We said it was going to be a multi-year effort, so I'm not contradicting anything we've said to date. And we've made no commitment beyond saying, hey, we're going to go in that direction to the best of our ability. And behind the scenes, it is happening. There are real things happening with the terrain engine porting and development and things of that nature. Some things to do with the user interface. It's the beginning stages of trying to get the framework developed and a project built in Unreal that can take in all the stuff that we have going on here at World War II Online. So I hope that answers a lot of questions right there. One question was asked, why did you remove the wind from the trees? I agree. I was wondering that myself. And so we actually... Puzo just got laid out. I think that was Dubane. No, it was Panda. He's an expert pilot, so unfortunately that happens. Anyway, the reason it was taken out by the prior team, the trees, speed tree movement animations, was because the hardware impact that it had at that time, which is now many years ago, was too severe. The other consideration is that most of our game is running on a single CPU, so that's a lot. There's a lot going on. So that's why it was removed. We have looked at what it would take to bring that back. Just minor cursory looking over. and resources were deployed in other areas. So that's the answer to that question. It's a good battle going on here. The new headset is called a Razer Nari Ultimate, and it's really cool. It actually has built-in THX with haptic feedback that's kind of like absorbing. As I hear stuff, you can feel a boom, really quite cool. The other part is that when somebody's running near you, you can actually hear it like in your right ear, kind of tap a little bit. So it gives you a heightened sense of awareness and what direction somebody's coming from. So if you haven't upgraded your hardware lately, even in your headset, and you want to get a better game going on, I highly recommend it. It's very cool. I have also updated a little bit of my my hardware setup. I have the same microphone, but I added some new software to it, made some tweaks, and a pop screen or whatever. So hopefully that sounds good too. This headset does have a microphone right here. It actually kind of comes out. I'm not actively using this one. I don't really like the sound of it, and I have a much higher quality one over here to my left. Here. We have several new green tags in game too. That's been really cool. Green tags, which are like brand new people. New people, if you're watching, get in a squad, please. The reason is you'll have a much better experience. The game will be so much more enjoyable for you, and it will make way more sense. The whole game. World War II Online is such a player-driven game that if you're not in a squad, if you're not using comms, you're going to fail and not have a great experience at all, and it's going to be a bummer. So if you're not on Discord, you should be. I will put the link into the chat right now. Please join our Discord. We have tons of activity. I'm engaging with folks there all the time. We have many rats, as like Tex, for example, here, who's engaging with people. There's such a great amount of feedback going in there. We have bugs being reported by you guys, which are also being transparently responded to, and also we've taken many of your bugs and turned them into fixes. We have a feedback channel, so if you want to offer some feedback. We also have updated patch notes area as well, so you can see what's been going on. Discord has become a huge staple of our community. Make sure you're in there. It's totally free, and you can get way more involved in World War II Online. Keep the questions coming for you streamers if you're out there, the guys on our streams watching. I'm really glad you're here. We have so much going on. Very happy to answer some of your questions. Let me adjust my view here. Around a little bit. Go to the Allied side of the battle. Main town. You see these trees and whatnot. We've made a lot of changes here for a lot of texture updates. I don't know the last time you saw snow in World War II Online was, but it looks a heck of a lot better. I'm going to follow Das Rock in his aircraft. Here we go. Get him. Going for Panda. Alright, JG-51 and JG-2 are fighting the Spitfire and Hurricane out here. Okay, Rook's in trouble here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so if you didn't know, voice comms has target chat, which brings anybody, whether you're air, land, or sea, together. Whatever your target is, it brings you all together on a single channel in game. So it's integrated. You don't need to use Discord to talk in game anymore. Let's see what happens. Oh! Debane's toast. Oh, man. My goodness. Bane just got absolutely massacred. Holy cow. All right. Well, the Luftwaffe definitely won that battle. No doubt about it. Gonna go back here over town. And it took us away a little bit. Big, was my explanation of what's going on reasonable?
Yeah, sounds okay.
What do you think is important for either returning vets or people on the sidelines going, man, I'm not really sure. So if you guys know, this is totally unscripted. Mig is a customer of ours. He's a player like you. We haven't rehearsed any of this, but I just want to ask Mig straight up, what people who are watching who might be skeptical about coming back or aren't really sure if 2.0 is going to happen or what's choke point, why does that matter? Generally speaking, what do you think a veteran player ought to hear from another veteran player like yourself?
Oh, geez, that's a hard one. The only thing I keep saying is just try to capture imagination, you know?
Yeah, that's reasonable. What new updates from this Christmas patch, this holiday patch that came out? What are your top 3 takeaways, like positives, like I'm glad this happened? What are those?
Yeah, it's all the small little changes, like the forts and the landing craft and all the little bits and bobs, colors, the camouflage.
Yep, that's cool. Tex, I know you're driving, but are you able to answer those things either? You might be busy.
Anyways, I just say the team's doing a great positive work on the project. Definitely, it's worth investing your time and energy into it.
There are so many updates going on that I can't even keep up with it personally. Like, there are things going into patches that have been tested, verified, and like they're good to go, and I'm like, what? When? Okay.
Oh, I especially love the review of the armor on the vehicles. I think that was a great thing to do.
I'm personally excited about, and I have not used it in game yet, but what do you call it? The server tracked objects, so the destroyer rounds being able to be shot well beyond their visual distance. I'm pretty stoked about that one. Okay, looks like the RAF is coming back in force here. Charger and Das Rock and Panda, these are all exceptional pilots. Uh-oh.
I just want to enforce that all the small little changes CRS are doing are amazing. It's things that the previous team would never have done. You know, they're all the small little attention to detail. I think that really makes a game.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, man. Appreciate it. I know our guys are listening and watching, and they'll probably watch some of this later. That feedback does mean a lot.
You know, they say it's the small things that count, and it is the small things that count, you know?
Here comes N. Kelly, trying to get a piece of Panda. Everybody wants to get that Panda. He's a really good allied pilot. Very lethal.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Are you able to answer some questions or no?
Yeah, I would say to echo on, and I apologize, I can't see IDs as I'm driving and
Oh, that's Mig.
following all kinds of rules, but big. So just in terms of like the detail, I think that the fact that we've got a really and of course I can see this behind the scenes, that we've got a really good process. And I'm not saying that we're always perfect on these things here, but there's a lot of deliberation that goes into certain things. We are human, we make our errors, but I will tell you that there's we're very open to good player feedback, and we are, and I know that this is going to be frustrating to some players, is that it's very incremental, because we certainly don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater and not realize that we've dramatically impacted the game in a negative fashion. So we're just going to be kind of middle of the road and then veer left or right based upon feedback and what we see the changes are. I think from things that are positive, I really like the camouflage schemes that are going with the winter thing. I think that really was what players were looking for. It really ties in visually, so it matches. Hey, you've got white snow, okay, but now you've got a camouflage tank who's in the whitewash there. Obviously, we cannot go back and do the infantry models and that, because that's just throwing money away. That's throwing development time away, because we couldn't do that and it still progressed to 2.0. So that's why, hat tip, that's not going to be happening. But I mean, there's just a lot of things that are going on, and you mentioned the STOs. As a guy who loves artillery, that's a neat component, and you combine that with the LCVP, which is coming on there, and we're making some tweaks to that. I think that there's been a lot of good player feedback from the Campaign 200 events that allows us to maybe think about doing some events again. I was just thinking about that earlier today as I was getting ready to do some things before I went into the office, and thinking about, wow, what kind of an event we could do with the convoy and certain roles and having to do certain things, and limited engagement so that guys can have an opportunity to contribute in different ways. There's just a lot of things that our game is such a sandbox that other games, at the end of the day, they're like, well, I want a new map. I want a new scenario. I want this or that. And it's like our game, with its limitations on the infantry model, looking as it does, so very dated. But when you look beyond that, the ability to ride a tank, the ability to tow, to deploy a different type of gun or anti-aircraft, all these things that we've been doing since 2001 in the gaming community are still some things that these AAA titles are still not able to do. So that's really kind of my spiel.
Yeah, I mean, and we have to be careful with comparisons, because there's a lot of things that they can do, and those are things that we're working to getting towards. But I think Tex is right. We need to appreciate what... Gazoo's getting laid out here. Whoa. Okay, sorry, that was cool. And we're under the earth. Okay. The point being is that we need to look at World War II Online for what it is. Realize that while this is where it is today, we're not abandoning the project. In fact, we've added more updates in the last couple of years than we have in several prior. Our team is continuously advancing and getting better. To that end, the experience today that you can walk into, even compared to just a few years ago, is a whole other ballgame. The game design, the core game design is there. Yeah, it's pretty similar in that respect. But we're cleaning up shop. We're making it better. We're improving not just the feel of the game, not just the artwork of the game, but we're also improving elements of our community, like we talked about Discord, and trying to improve our onboarding. We're revitalizing, our strategic component of the game as well. So there's a lot happening here. Beyond that, we're making the bold effort to try and innovate on the game as well through Choke Point, through 2.0, recognizing we have work to do. So for the many veterans that are out there on the sidelines going, I'm gonna wait for 2.0, I think that I can't do anything beyond what our team is doing to convince you otherwise, and just say, I think you're missing a huge opportunity at fun gameplay, but also recognizing that in order for this to happen, 2.0 and everything that comes from that, it's not just going to happen by, osmosis. That we have to be very intentional, both as a community and a developer, and that combination needs to work pretty hard together to make this happen. And we also need to be cognizant of what a tumultuous time it's been in our industry, watching other games, fall apart, unfortunately, due to the lack of seriousness. Now, by comparison, we're not out here saying, hey, give us $3 million or the whole damn thing is going to fall apart. We're not doing that. But what we are saying is, if you want to see 2.0 happen, if you want to be part of the rebuilding, would you please subscribe? Would you please back us up? Because if you do, you can not only have fun now and enjoy what we're doing, but you can also enjoy the process of redeveloping the game and then see that to fruition. Because being on the sideline isn't helping anything. And if you can't subscribe, okay, no problem. There's an opportunity 100% free to come in and play the game. Would you mind helping populate the game? Those are the two bare minimums, really. Well, playing for free is really bare minimum, to be honest. We're watching Glock 1 right now, trying his damnedest not to die. If you pay attention closely, you can hear that. Hear those sounds? Oh! Dang! K-Flug just murdered Glock 1. But the sounds have been updated. If you guys haven't, if you weren't able to hear that, first and third person sounds for these aircraft are being updated consistently, and I think we're gonna have another major round of sound updates as part of our roadmap as well. But nothing's official until it is and on paper.
Is the starter pack through Steam.
You're kind of breaking up there. What about a starter pack?
Value if you're unable to do a premium subscription.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, the starter subscription is basically a condensed version for about $8 a month, I believe, USD, and it varies based on where you're at. But through Steam, there's access to that as well. Steam also has some DLCs, which opens up the opportunity for you to do what you can do. Bar none, being a subscriber, premium or hero builder is the way to go. But if that's what you can do that. And if you can't even subscribe or get a DLC, again, you can play for free. Ooh, that was weak. He just got rammed. Major bummer. Anyway, playing for free, it's really hard to argue that. Because the more people we actually have in World War II Online, the more enjoyable it is. I think we all know that. It's an MMO for Pete's sake, so it just kind of makes sense. As you can see, we have plenty of battle space going on right here, right now. This is all live, happening at this moment, totally unscripted. Duffloop says, I don't understand why people moan about the graphics. At this scale, it's bloody awesome. A lot of people agree with you. Many of us fans agree with you too. However, a lot of reason that we don't actually have more of the market share is because people look at our game immediately and they're turned off. They go, I can't play that. They're not considering just how fun the game is. They just go, man, the graphics suck. It's old, it's clunky, and they're just turned off. Getting that World War II Online moment that I refer to as, which is when you're on the ground, you see the tanks moving, you see the aircraft overhead, you see the bombers, you hear the air raid sirens, and the shells coming in from the destroyers or whatever. Whatever combination thereof, or even jumping out of a parachute, jumping out of a paratrooper, I should say, paratrooper airplane. The combination of all those things, or some parts of it, that's the moment. That's the moment when you can go, wow, this game is really cool. Getting people to experience that moment, however, is not simple. It's just not simple. It requires a lot of manual effort in our game to create that fun. Whereas traditionally, other games, you could simply just log in and you're in this small 500-meter square and boom, action's happening already. But with our obvious massive game world size, it requires a huge amount of investment. And that's kind of what Tex was talking about. But the fact that we're in this sandbox where you can play around, and it is absolutely, do this real quick. It's absolutely massive in what you can do here. This is the stuff, the scale. This is the stuff that is nowhere else. It just isn't. And every battle matters. And I think that's the next tie-in, is that World War II Online is much more than just an FPS or, you know, capturing a couple of flags. It's this whole war and battle taking place that the community gets engaged in if you pay attention enough to the game. As a new guy, it's hard to see all that. You know, there's so much coming at them, and they only spend maybe 10, 15 minutes before they say, you know what, this doesn't make sense, I'm out. So the way to survive all that is to get in a squad and to get on voice comms. If you don't do those two things, even if you prefer to be a lone wolf, or you're like, nah, I'm that kind of guy who I don't read instructions, you're gonna have a hell of a time. But if you can at least do those two things, you'll have a great opportunity at succeeding in the game. I started in 2002. When I first joined, I had no idea what was going on, and I almost left too. But there was a guy, his name was Dave Easy. I eventually joined his squad. He recruited me that day, and he said, hey, hop on my Panzer IIc at Anden Hoy FB. I remember right where it was. And he said, follow me. And I said, okay. I got on Roger Wilco, of all things, and it changed everything. The game made sense, and I found a community to play with. Oh, man. He died quick. Anyway, that's what it's all about. So it's not just the game, it's not just the scale, it's the people in the community that makes World War II Online something really special. A lot of these guys are day oneers. I wish I was, but I'm not. Pretty sure old Zeke here is. See him coming in. Nice. Rook is in a bad way now. So as you're flying around and looking at all this stuff, you just have to kind of appreciate just the massive scale of everything taking place here. Just unbelievable. This is worth fighting for, this is worth preserving, and this is worth getting involved in. And that's the decision that many of our guys in our community, as well as our team, have made. We hope that we've compelled you, at least to some extent, to join us in that, because together we can accomplish a lot more than just sitting back. And I know I'm harping on that point, but almost 9 times out of 10 on my live streams, I see somebody say that, and it drives me crazy. It's not like they're not, you know, entitled to that mindset. It's just missing the big picture. I just find it lazy, you know? I don't know. Maybe I'm not being productive with all that. I see we have a couple more people here in our Discord channel. Welcome, guys. Rook just got smoked. And he bailed out of his aircraft. See the canopy flying off to the right there. Good air battle going on over here. It's really quite cool. Austin Cardell, can I play this on my MacBook Air? I think so. Depends what model you have. We only have a 64-bit operating system support, but you should be able to. I don't see why you couldn't do that. Bike just got messed up. Oh, there he goes. Slow crawl back to town. I would ask that our guys who are watching, little feedback. Is the screen quality here, your visual, is it smooth? Is it working okay? Are there any problems that I need to address? Let me know, because I intend to do some more streaming this year, and I'm trying to get some things worked out, some kinks ironed out. Duffloop says, agree, Xoom. When you get young noobs on a paradrop or in a tank column, they're blown away. So we just need leaders putting things together and people to follow. KA, will winter map be holiday time only or seasonal in winter months? At this point, it's winter only. We've had a lot of people saying, hey, can you do more of that throughout the year? Our pilots are like, we hate this because they hate clouds. It affects their ability to fly very well. So we'll get back to you on that. I'm not sure. We need to look at potentially raising the cloud layer more, or having a setting where it includes snow, but on the ground, but maybe not all the snow in your face and the nasty cloud layer. Some guys were saying, I was talking to some pilots earlier, and they're like, oh man, it's really depressing after a while. I'm like, okay. All right, so. Have to see. There we go. Yeah, see, and then Seth Henry says, I like the cloud layer. Guys can't just volt. So it's a love-hate situation. It depends. Basically, the short version is make the game in such a manner that I can win. And so that's really the balance that we have to fight. We have the same problem with the rain in the game where pilots are like, oh, I can't do anything. It's so hard. And I'm like, yeah. And then our ground guys go, we love it because people around us can't hear it. So it's like, there's a balance. Tough balance, but there is a balance. We're still trying to figure out that Enigma code. I don't think we're going to solve it because it's based on opinions, and that's not factually based. What we do know is during winter it snows, and then periodically throughout the year it rains. So that's about as good as it's going to get, I think. Alright, let's follow Das Rock again. Let's see what we can get into. Yeah, Seth Ark, I miss KMS too. He was a great dude. One of a kind. I was really sad to see the 91st Stern Battalion was actually disbanded. Ooh, good kill. A-Flug is going down. Yeah, the 91st Stern Battalion, which I was a part of many, many years ago, disbanded. There comes Spike. Holy mackerel, look at this. He is on him. Here comes Charger. Sorry, I was distracted here, but this is a good fight. Alright, Charger, let's see what we can do. Oh yeah, Spike's in trouble. Those are fantastic. That's a fantastic screenshot. Look at that. See, this is the stuff that happens in World War II Online. Just can't get anywhere else, man. Yeah, he despawned. He was massively done. And the snow's back. We had a little break for a minute there. I think my bit rate, Euphabone, is seeing it around 7,500. It's kind of fluctuating back and forth a little bit. Hey Wes, I think that's Looney. We're gonna get the regular map back by the 1st of the year. Right now it's just snow time, so soak it in here for the holidays. Get back to the charger in just a sec here. There we go. My controls were messed up. Just had to fix it. Shooting at. Old Zeke. Comes Rook. See what Rook's gonna do here. Ooh. Charger coming in for another kill. Better believe it. Watch out, Zeke. Zeke's one of my guys, so I'm rooting for him. That and he's outnumbered. Oh, yeah, good move, Zeke. He knows he's in trouble. Oh, want to get back to that battle. Alright, one sec. Okay, here we go. Alright, old Zeke and Charger 186. This is a legitimate battle taking place here. Yeah, Zeke's losing his energy. He's awfully low. He's doing what he's got to do, though. He's turn fighting. He's making good decisions here. Yep. Good move. Comes Rook. He's not going to be able to keep this up. He needs help yesterday. Oh no! Zeke, no! Sad. It's hard, man, when you're outnumbered. That's what I was saying earlier. Teamwork, right? One-on-one with just Charger and Zeke, I think it would have been a different situation. I mean, I don't know. Both very talented, but you have that kind of pressure from other aircraft on board. It changes things, man. Oh, his rudder back there? Gotta get a perspective on his rudder here. Maybe he was just holding that. Okay. Fine now. Thought we were seeing a technical issue there. Good screenshot. Take a little screeny for him. Show him some love. Alright, Spike, let's see what you got. Yeah, you got Dust Rock. Good hits and good move there. He peeled out. He saw Charger coming and he said, nope. Hits. Oh, we're under the earth here. Flying low. Not good. He's gonna die. Yeah, he's DK'd. Pilot killed. Yep. What is that? 3 or 4 for Charger at this stage? Crazy. We got here Ju-88. Nice. Good bombs, but I mean, it looked cool. It didn't hit the target. Oh my. Dude just got wrecked. Wow. Him on the line, because he fires pretty good as an AA gunner. That was quite the hit. Another air battle going on over here. Oh, it's Charger. All right, Charger. The tables have turned. You've got 3 enemy aircraft on your 6. What do? You call in Rook. That's what you do. Good call. All right, it's 3v2. Pretty sweet dance going on here. That Hawk blade isn't moving. Fix that bug. Okay, 1 in, 2 in. So we're still at 3v1 against Charger. Okay, he's going for anti-aircraft. Watch out, Zeke. Oh, Zeke just got laid out. Doing his best, though. Look at that. Look at that control. 1 wing. Look at that. That's impressive. 1 wing, he slid it in for rescue. Unbelievable. I would have been spinning like that if it was me. All right. Well, he survived 3v1. Looks like he's coming in for emergency landing. He's too beat up. Yeah, he almost smacked him. Oh! Little. Let's see if Schwal gets him. Schwal's coming in for the easy kill. And he paid the price. Oh! Oh my goodness, look at that. That was cool. We got a wing over there too. No big deal. Show me another game that can do this. This is all just one battle. It's still going on. And it's not even... We've been watching the air war for the last 20 minutes. This doesn't even include things happening inside of town. Anyway. Seth Henry says, I'd like to see 4 seasons synchronized with RDP instead of just seasonal with real life seasons. Right now we have, what, winter and summer. We see all 4 seasons. I'm not sure. Not sure. We'd have to, like, sit back and evaluate what would go into that. We do the holiday one because we recognize that, like, the Christmas winter theme, because a lot of people really enjoy this, and we know it's going to do well. We've spent a lot of energy into massaging it and getting it right. Like, For example, this texture was kind of like an original one. This is like a second version. Before they were just like flat white. It was like burned my eyeballs. I couldn't stand it. We've since made it a little bit better, a little bit more tolerable. Now we're actually adding it to some vehicles, which is pretty cool. So, just one thing at a time. I don't know if we can do that. But this has been a really good battle. This is happening right now in game. It's, what is it, Leuven? Yeah, it's still Leuven. It's usually a pretty critical area, but we've got air to land, and you can hear the engine over here. We even have some sea action going on. We even updated some of the crew members here. You can see that they're not perfect. Not AAA by any means, but they're a hell of a lot better than Cardboard Man that was on there. So even the Fairmile and other naval crew members are being updated. The water texture looks quite a bit better as well, especially when you're closer to it. We've added in things like this where it's just a random object. Some people are confused by it, but it's one of those random objects there to help add more life. Things like this. This didn't really exist before. In fact, I'm pretty sure this whole river line is new. Yeah, this whole river line here was not here that long ago. Like Mig was saying earlier, you know, little details, little this, little that. Lots of stuff going on. Quite the sniper spot. I've never really considered that. Learning new tricks from Patio here. See, there's a S-35 with some updated winter textures. Well, guys, I think for me tonight, that's it. I just wanted to do a quick test session and also show you a different perspective of what the game looks like from the game observation point of view. So, look, get involved with the game. Get back in the game. It's the holidays. You can totally do it. It's very straightforward. Have a good time. It's free. Log in. All of your veteran accounts, you can always log in and play for free. No reason you couldn't.
Yeah, give CRS a little Christmas present and give them a subscription.
That or just hop in game. Get in game. Like, honestly, that's all we care about. We want to increase our overall population because despite all the content and all the work we're doing, nothing will make this game more enjoyable than just people inside of it. Truly. That's where the magic is, and it can hold a lot of people. Now, we can't hold 1,000 people all in one town, but it can handle 1,000 people and more across the entire game world. No problem. So, anyway, Tex, any concluding words? Okay. Well, on that note, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night. Hope you guys had a great Christmas and Happy New Year to you. We're still here only because of our paid subscribers, so please join the cause. We hope to see you in game. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.